Hello dear students, welcome to all. Today we are going to start lecture 2 of chapter 1, that is real number. But dear students, if you target NTSC exam in class 10, then you have to revise all the concept of class 9, because in NTSC exam syllabus class 9th and class 10 has equally weightage. So now in this lecture we just revise all the concept of class 9, that is classification of real numbers, in which we study about the rational number and irrational numbers. Then we practice some questions which are based on the rational and irrational numbers, surds and exponent. Clear? So let's start to revise rational numbers, irrational numbers, surds and exponents. Okay. So, in class 9, we have studied that in last class we studied that real number consists rational and irrational numbers. Rational numbers and irrational numbers. Okay. And what are the rational numbers? Rational numbers, the numbers which can represent in the form of p by q, where p and q both are belongs to integer and q should not equal to 0, and q should not equal to 0. Okay. Now for example, 1 upon 2 minus 5 by 3, 4 by 7, these are the rational numbers we already studied in last class. And irrational numbers are numbers which cannot be represented in the p by q form, or we can say that numbers which are not rational numbers are irrational numbers. For example, root 2, root 3 and so on. Now if we talk about the rational numbers, if we talk about the rational number, again rational numbers are two types according to its decimal representation. We study that rational numbers are two types according to decimal representation. First is terminating decimal and the second is non-terminating but repeating decimals. Okay. For example, 1.6, 2.5, these are the terminating decimal. And if you talk about the non-terminating but recurring decimal, for example 1.2 bar, 1.312 bar, these are the non-terminating but recurring decimals, in which 1.222, so after the decimal 2 is repeating, and here after the decimal 3 is non-repeating but 1212 is repeating. So now sometime questions are asked that without division you have to find the number is non-terminating or terminating. So how to find without division number is terminating or non-terminating? So we know that rational number in the rational number can be represented in the form of p by q, and if q can be written in the form of 2 by 2 power m multiplied by 5 power n. If q can be written in the form of 2 power m multiplied by 5 power n, or we can say that if the denominator can be represented in the form of 2 power m multiplied by 5 power n, and it is nothing but the prime factorization of denominator. And if prime factorization of denominator is in this form, then we can say that this rational number is in the form of terminating decimal number. Or if q is not in the form of 2 power m multiplied by 5 power n, then it is in the form of non-terminating but repeating decimals. Clear? Let's take one example. If we write 5 power 343, here denominator is 343, and if you prime factorize 343, we will get 7 power 3, which is not in the form of 2 power m multiplied by 5 power n. So we can say that this is not terminating, or we can say that this is non-terminating but recurring. Clear? Now let's take one more example. 6 divided by 625. When we prime factorize this 625, we will get 6 divided by 5 power 4. Now we can write it as 6 divided by 5 power 4 multiplied by 2 power 0. Now it is in the form of 2 power m multiplied by 5 power n. So we can say that this is terminating decimal. So it is terminating decimal, and both the examples are for rational numbers. Okay, but the decimal representation is different for both examples. One is non-terminating but recurring, and the second is terminating decimal. Clear? Now come to the next point. After this, the very important topic is how to convert decimal to fraction form for recurring decimals. Okay, we study that rational numbers are two types, terminating decimal and the other is non-terminating but recurring. So our next topic is how to convert decimal fraction into the recurring decimal. So dear student, we studied this topic in class 9th very deeply. We studied that to convert decimal to fraction method, we have two methods. First is subjective method and the other is objective method. We can directly find the fractional form by objective method. So in this class, we study only objective method because this is not in the class 10th syllabus. We study this for the NTSC exam. So we study here only direct method. Okay. So what is this direct method? To find the fractional form, we have to find numerator, and denominator. Okay, because we have to find the fractional form of rational number. For the fractional form, we have to find the numerator and denominator. First of all, to find the numerator, what we have to do? We have to write number without decimal. Okay, we have to write number without decimal minus number formed by non-repeating digits. Okay, and the resultant is our numerator. Now what is the numerator? In the numerator we have two digits, one is 9 and other is 0. How many 9 are occur in the numerator? It is depends upon how many digits are recurring. So the number of 9 is equal to number of recurring digits. And how many zeros are there? It depends on number of non-recurring digits after decimal. Okay, now let's discuss one example. We have to find the fractional form of 2.31 bar. Okay, so we have to find numerator first, then the numerator is equal to complete number minus complete number without decimal minus number number formed by non-repeating digits, that are 2 and 3. So number formed is 23 divided by, in the denominator we have 9 and zeros, and the number of 9 should be 1 because only one digit is repeating, and after the decimal only one digit is non-recurring, so the number of 0 is also 1. So it is equal to 231 minus 23, which is equal to 208 divided by 90, and when we solve this we will get 104 divided by 45. Okay, this is the simplest fraction form of 2.31 bar. Clear? Let's solve some interesting question by which you remember all the concept which you have studied in the class 9. Okay, so the first question is, which of the following rational number have terminating decimal expansion? Okay, you have to find which of the following rational number has terminating decimal expansion. We know that for terminating decimal expansion, denominator should be in the form of 2 power m multiplied by 5 power n. So dear students, here we see that in the denominator we have 7 multiplied by 10 to the power 3. This 7 cannot be reduced in the form of 5 power 2, and this 7 cannot be reduced in the form of 5 power m multiplied by 2 power n. So this is not terminating. Now come to the next. In this example we have 91 divided by 21000. Now here we can solve it first. 91 divided by 21000, we can cancel it by 7 3s are 21, and it is 13. Okay, now it is equal to 13 divided by 3 multiplied by 10 power 3. Now dear students, here this 3 cannot be reduced in the form of 5 power m multiplied by 2 power n. So it is also not a terminating decimal. Now come to the next option. Dear students, here we have 343, and in the denominator we have 2 power 3, 5 power 3 and the 7 power 3. Dear student, the value of 7 power 3 is nothing but 343. So when we solve this term and this term cancel out, so this fraction becomes 1 upon 2 power 3 multiplied by 5 power 3, which is in the form of 2 power m multiplied by 5 power n. So we can say that this fraction has terminating decimal expansion. So our answer is option C. This is correct option. Clear? Now after this question, let's move to the next question. The next question is the decimal expansion of 6 power 1250 will terminate after how many places of decimal? We have to find that the decimal expansion of this fraction terminate after how many decimals. So let's start the solution of this question. 6 upon 1250. Dear students, first of all prime factorize the denominator, and we can write numerator as 3 multiplied by 2. Here we can write it as 125 multiplied by 10. So it is written in the form of 5 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5 power 2. when we solve this 2 and 2 is cancelled out and we will get only 3 divided by 5 power 4. And dear students, if we have 5 power 4 in the denominator, then we can say that this terminates after the 4 decimals. After the 4 decimals, because we can write it as 3 multiplied by 2 power 4 multiplied by 5 power 4 multiplied by 2 power 4. These are the equivalent fraction. Now, when we solve this, we will get 3 multiplied by 2 power 4 and it is equal to 10 power 4. If in the denominator we have 10 power 4, it means it terminates after the 4 decimal. Clear? Now, after this question, let's move to the second question. Now, the next question is 0.23 bar plus 0.22 bar. We have to find the value of 0.23 bar plus 0.22 bar. Dear students, we know how to convert recurring decimal into the fractional form. So we can write 0.23 bar as 23 minus 0 divided by 99, because we have, for the numerator we write number minus number formed by the non-repeating digits, and in the denominator number of 9 equal to repeating digits and the number of 0 equal to digits which are non-recurring after the decimal. Here 2 digits are repeating after the decimal, and after the decimal no digits are non-recurring. So we can write it as 23 minus 0 divided by 99. So it is equal to 23 divided by 99. And if we solve 0.22 bar, we can write it as 220 divided by 99 and it is equal to 2299. Clear? Now dear students, we have to find the value of 0.23 bar plus 0.22 bar, and the value of this 23 upon 99 plus 22 upon 99. And when we solve by taking the LCM 99, we will get 23 plus 22, that is equal to 45 upon 99. So this is the fractional form of addition of 0.23 bar plus 0.22 bar. But dear students, in the options answer is given in the form of decimal form, and here we will get in the form of fractional form. So when we convert 45 divided by 99, we can write it as 0.45 bar. Okay. So correct option is option A. Option A is correct option. Okay. Now after this question, let's move to the next question. The next question is 0.7 bar plus 0.9 bar divided by 0.16 bar. Okay, let's solve this. To solve this, first of all, convert this all recurring decimals into the fractional form. The value of 0.7 bar is equal to 7 by 9, and the value of 0.9 bar is equals to 9 by 9. Okay, now 9 by 9 is equal to 1. Now we have to convert 0.16 bar into the fractional form. It is equals to 16 divided by 9. Okay, we have to find the fractional form of all these three numbers. Now replace it in this form. 0.7 bar plus 0.9 bar divided by 0.16 bar. Now when we replace the value of 0.7 bar, 0.9 bar and 0.16 bar, what will we get? We will get 7 by 9 plus 1 divided by 16 by 99. When we solve this, we will get, in the numerator we have to take LCM 9, and it is equal to 7 plus 9 divided by 16 upon 99. Now when we solve this, what will we get? We will get 16 upon 9 multiplied by 99 upon 16. Okay. Now this 16 and 16 cancelled out. Then what will we get? We will get 11. Okay. Now our final answer is 11. The answer for this expression is 11. Now after this question, let's move to the next question. The next question is, if u, v and w are the digits of decimal system, then show that the rational number represented by 0.uw, uv so on is 99 uw plus uv divided by 9900. So dear students, in the question it is given that uw, uv, uv can be written in the form of 99 uw plus uv divided by 9900. So dear students, we can write this number as 0.uw, uv. Okay. Now uv bar, we can write it as 0.uw, uv bar. And if we convert this number in the form of fractional form, then it can be written as uw, uv minus uw divided by 9900, because their two digits are recurring. So the number of 9 is 2 and two digits are non-recurring after the decimal, so the number of 0 is 2. But here we have to prove in the form of 99 uw plus uv divided by 9900, and here we will get uw, uv minus uw divided by 9900. This is also correct, but we have to prove in this form. So how to prove this in this form? Let's start. We know that digits of decimal system, u, v, w are the digits of decimal system. And dear student, what is the meaning of decimal system? In the decimal system, the base of the number is 10. And what is the meaning of base of the number is 10? Dear student, if we have two digit number xy, then we can generalize this number in the form of 10x plus y. Okay. So why this is 10x plus y? Because this is ones digit and this is tens digit. So we can write it as 10x plus y. And dear students, here this is ones digit, this is tens digit, and this is hundredth digit, and this is thousand digit. So we can generalize this number according to decimal system. So when we generalize it, what will we get? 1000u plus 100w plus 10u plus v. Okay. Now uw is equal to 10u plus w. Clear? Now it is divided by 9900. Clear? Now dear students, let's solve this expression. Here is 10u and here is minus 10u. So this 10u and 10u is cancelled out, and here is 100w and here is minus w. So let's solve this. It is equals to 1000u plus 100w minus w. It is equals to plus 99w plus u. Okay. Now plus v. Okay. Now it is divided by 9900. Clear? Now students, we can write it as 990u plus 99w plus 10u plus v divided by 9900. So what will we get? So what will we get by writing this in the form of 990u plus 99w plus 10u plus v divided by 9900? When we take 99 as a common, we will get 10u plus w plus 10u plus v divided by 9900. Dear students, now if we write xy as 10x plus y in the decimal number system, then again we can write 10x plus y as xy. Okay, so here 10u plus w can be written as uw and 10u plus v can be written as uv divided by 9900. So now we prove that this expression or this number 0.uw bar can be written in the form of 99uw plus uv divided by 9900. Okay, this is very interesting question. This is very interesting question. I hope you all understand this. So after this question, let's move to the next. The next question is, we have to find the value of this expression, and this expression consists root 3 multiply by root 3 multiply by root 3 multiply by root 3 multiply by root 3, and it goes up to the infinity. So dear student, to solve this type of questions, we have to assume this expression as x. So let this expression is equals to x. And dear students, in this expression root 3 under the root multiply by infinite time, and if I remove one time, then again we will get the same expression. For example, if we talk about this expression only, again this is the same expression as we assume in starting. So we can write it as 3 multiply by x only, because when we hide this, again we will get the same expression. So the value of this same expression is x. So under root 3 multiply by x is nothing but x. Now squaring both sides. Okay, when we squaring both sides, what will we get? We will get 3x is equal to x square, and we can write it as x square minus 3x equal to 0, or x minus 3 equal to 0. So here we will get that x is equal to 0 or 3. Now dear students, we know that root 3 is a real number and greater than 1, and if you multiply the number which is greater than 1 up to the infinite time, it cannot be 0. So the final answer is x is equal to 3. This is our final answer. Okay, so dear students, after this we have to practice some questions which are based on surds, rationalization of surds or exponents. So let's start. After this, the next question is, if x is equal to root a plus 2b plus root a minus 2b divided by root a plus 2b minus root a minus 2b. We solve this question by two methods. First is componendo and dividendo concept, and the second is rationalization of denominator concept. So let's start the solution of this question. Here we have given that x is equal to a plus root a plus 2b plus root a minus 2b divided by root a plus 2b minus root a minus 2b. And to rationalize the denominator, we have to multiply the rationalizing factor of denominator in numerator and denominator. Okay, so what is the rationalizing factor of binomial surd? Because here the denominator is binomial surd, and we know that the rationalizing factor of binomial surd is nothing but its conjugate. Okay, so we have to multiply numerator and denominator by the conjugate of denominator, and it is root a plus 2b plus root a minus 2b. So it is a plus 2b plus a minus 2b. Okay, now when we solve this, what will we get? We will get a plus 2b root a plus 2b plus root a minus 2b whole square divided by a root a plus 2b minus root a minus 2b multiply by root a plus 2b multiply plus root a minus 2b. So it is the form of a plus b multiplied by a minus b. So we can write it as a square minus b square, and a is what? A is this complete term root a plus 2b, and b is complete root a minus 2b. So we can write it as root a plus 2b whole square minus root a minus 2b whole square. And dear students, when we solve this, what will we get? We will get a plus 2b. When we solve this, we have to use the formula of a square plus b. We have to use the formula of a plus b whole square, and it is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab. So here we will get a plus 2b, because square of root a plus 2b is a plus 2b plus square root of a minus 2b is equal to a minus 2b plus 2 root a plus 2b multiply by a minus 2b, clear, divided by a plus 2b minus a minus 2b. Okay, now when we solve this 2b and 2b is cancelled out, and we will get 2a plus 2 under root, and here we have a plus 2b multiplied by a minus 2b, then we will get a square minus 4b square, clear. Now when we solve this, in denominator we have this a and a cancelled out, and we will get 4b, and it is given that this expression is given to x. This expression is given to x. Now by taking 2 as a common, when we solve this, we will get 2a plus root a square minus 4b square, okay, divided by 4b is equal to x. This 2 cancel this 4 by 2 times. When we solve this, we will get a plus root a square minus when we solve this, we will get a plus root a square minus 4b square is equal to 2bx, clear. and we can write it as root a square minus 4b square is equal to 2bx minus a. Okay, so now when we solve this, what will we get? In the previous slide we will get a square minus 4b square, root a square minus 4b square is equals to 2bx minus a. Now when we squaring both sides, what will we get? We will get a square minus 4b square is equal to 2bx minus a whole square. Okay, now when we solve this, a square minus 4b square is equal to, it is 4b square x square plus a square minus 2a 4abx 4abx. Okay, now this a square and a square is cancelled out, then what will we get? We get 4b square x square minus 4abx plus 4b square equal to 0. Clear? Now we can solve it by taking 4b as a common, then we will get bx square minus ax plus b equal to 0. Now we can divide this equation by 4b, so we will get bx square minus ax plus b equal to 0. So in the question it is given that if x is equal to root a plus 2b plus root a minus 2b divided by root a plus 2b minus root a minus 2b, then prove that bx square minus ax plus b equal to 0. So we have proved now. So after this, let's move to the next question. Dear students, this question is also based on the rationalization of denominator as previous example. Now let's start to solve this question by rationalizing the denominator. But before starting this question, let's observe it. Here this is the first term. This is first term, and in first term we observe that the first is root 2. In the first term is root 2, and the second term it is root 3, and in the fourth term it is root 4. So we can say that in the first term the first value is root 2, in the second term the first value is root 3. So for 99th term the first value is 1 upon root 100, because it is always 1 greater than the number of term, plus root 99, because all the second term in each term is equal to number of term in root. Okay, because in first term it is root 1, in the second term it is root 2, and it is root 3 in third term. So in the 99th term it is root 99. So we have find the 99th term, it is 1 upon root 100 plus root 99. Now we use rationalization of denominator. So the rationalize the denominator for the first term, and it is 1 upon root 2 plus 1. We have to rationalize the denominator root 2 plus 1, and here we have to multiply by root 2 minus 1 divided by root 2 minus 1, and it is equal to root 2 minus 1 divided by, it is root 2 plus 1 and multiply by root 2 minus 1, we will get 2 minus 1, that is equal to root 2 minus 1. Okay, now rationalize the denominator for second term. This is first term, and rationalize the second term. It is 1 upon root 3 plus root 2 we have to multiply the rationalizing factor of second term, which is root 3 minus root 2. When we solve it, we will get root 3 minus root 2 divided by 3 minus 2, which is equal to root 3 minus root 2. Clear? Now dear student, we observe that what will we get when we rationalize the denominator of each and every term for this expression. So replace all the values in this expression. 1 upon root 2 plus 1 is equal to root 2 minus 1 plus 1 upon root 3 plus root 2 is equal to root 3 minus root 2. Then 1 upon root 4 plus root 3 is equal to root 4 minus root 3, and so on. And 1 upon root 100 plus root 99 is equal to 100 root 100 minus root 99. Now dear students, we can cancel this root 2 by this root 2, and this root 2 by this root 3, and root 4 is also cancelled out by the next term, and this minus 99 is also cancelled out by the previous term, and finally we have only minus 1 plus root 100, and when we solve this we will get minus 1 plus 10, and it is equal to root 9, and root 9 is equal to 3. So our answer is 3, and when we observe the options, then option B is correct option. Clear? Dear students, I hope you understand the questions which are based on the rationalization of denominator. So now move to the next question. Dear students, the next question is, if a to the power x, b to the power y and c to the power z are equal and b square is equal to ac, then we have to prove that 1 upon x plus 1 upon z equal to 2 upon y. Dear students, this question is also asked in the objective questions, as we have to find the value of 1 upon x plus 1 upon z minus 2 upon y. Okay, so let's solve now. This question is based on the properties of exponents. So in the question it is given that a power x equal to b power y equal to c power z. To solve this type of a question, first of all assume that these three are equal to k. If these three exponents are equal to k, then first of all we solve for a power x. A power x equal to k, and we can write it as a is equal to k power 1 upon x. If b power y is equal to k, then we can write b is equal to k power 1 upon y. Similarly, we also write c power z is equal to k. C power z is equal to k. So c is equal to k power 1 upon z. Now we have find the value of a, b and c in the terms of x, y, z. Now dear students, we have to replace these three values of a, b, c in the term of x, y, z in this expression, which is equal to b square is equals to ac. Okay, now replace the value b is equal to k power 1 upon y in this. K power 1 upon y whole square is equal to, and the value of a is equal to k power 1 upon x multiply by k power 1 upon z. Now dear students, if base is same, then powers are added. Let's solve this. It is equal to k power 2 by y is equals to k power 1 upon x plus 1 upon z. Now dear students, when we observe this equation, in the both side base is same, so power should be same. We can write it as 2 by y is equal to 1 upon x plus 1 upon z. So in the question we have to prove that 2 divided by y is equal to 1 upon x plus 1 upon z. We have proved it this question is also asked in the objective exam, like we have to find the value of 1 upon x plus 1 upon z minus 2 upon y, and the value of this equal to 0. Okay. Now after this question, let's move. After this question, let's move to the next question. The next question is, if x is equal to root 3 plus 1 divided by 2, if x is equal to root 3 plus 1 divided by 2, find the value of 4x cube plus 2x square minus 8x plus 7. So let's start. X is equal to root 3 plus 1 divided by 2. Okay. Now we can write it as 2x is equal to root 3 plus 1, or we can write it as 2x minus 1 is equal to root 3. Now when we squaring it both sides, what will we get? We will get 2x minus 1 square is equal to 3. Now when we solve this, we will get 4x square plus 1 minus 4x equal to 3. Okay, or we can write it as 4x square when we solve this, we will get 4x square plus 1 minus 4x equals to 3, or when we solve this, we will get 4x square minus 4x equal to 2, or let this equation is 1, or when we solve this, we will get x square minus x equal to 1 by 2. Let this equation is 2. Clear? Now we have to find the value of 4x cube plus 2x square minus 8x plus 7. Okay. Now in the question 1, we have 4x square minus 4x minus 2. Let multiply equation 1 by x. Okay, when we multiply equation 1 by x, what will we get? We will get 4x cube minus 4x square minus 4x square is equal to 2x, or we can write it as 4x cube minus 4x square minus 2x equals to 0. Let this equation is 3. Now arrange this equation. Here is 4x cube plus 2x square minus 8x plus 7. We have the value of 4x cube minus 4x square minus 2x, and we required the value of this expression. So here we required 4x cube and we have 4x cube, so it is good. But here we required 2x square and here we have minus 4x square. So we have to add plus 6x square, plus 6x square, because plus 6x square minus 4x square is equal to 2x square. Now here we have minus 8x and here we have minus 2x. So we have to add 6x. So here we have to add minus 6x, because minus 2x and minus 6x is equal to minus 8x, and last is plus 7. Okay. Now dear students, for this expression we have value equal to 0. So it is equal to 0. Now Dear students, from equation 2, x square minus x is equal to what? 1 by 2. So now solve this expression. Among this, from this expression, we can take 6 as common and we can write it as x square minus x plus 7, and it is equal to 0 plus 6, and value of the x square minus x is 1 by 2 plus 7. It is cancelled out by 3 times, so it is equal to 3 plus 7. So the final answer is 2. Okay, so our answer is 2 for this expression, 4x cube plus 2x square minus 8x plus 7. Clear? Now come to the next question. The next question is a is equal to root 6 plus root 5 and b is equal to root 6 minus root 5. Clear? Now we have to find the value of 2a square minus 5ab plus 2b square. We can arrange this expression as 2a square minus 4ab plus 2b square minus ab. Now we can write it as 2 multiplied by a square minus 2ab plus b square minus ab. Now dear students, if we observe that this is what? This is a square minus 2ab plus b square, and it is equal to a minus b whole square. So we can write it as 2 times of a minus b whole square minus ab. Now let's replace the value of a minus b. So 2, the value of a is root 6 plus root 5. Clear? Minus value of b is root 6 minus root 5 and whole square minus a multiplied by b. So the product of root 6 plus root 5 and root 6 minus root 5, and it is equal to 2 times of, dear students, here this root 6 and minus root 6 is cancelled out, so we will get 2 root 5 whole square minus, and when we solve this we will get 6 minus 5. Clear? Now when we solve this, what will we get? We will get 2 multiplied by square of 2 root 5. It is equal to 4 multiplied by 5. 4 multiplied by 5 is equal to 20. So it is equal to 20, and minus 6 minus 5 1. So we can write it as 40 minus 1, and the 40 minus 1 is equal to 39. So 39 is the final answer of this question. So option C is correct option. Clear? Dear students, I hope you understand these all questions. So now move to the next question. This is our next question. We have to solve this expression. If we directly solve this question, it gets very complicated because we cannot solve this question directly. So how to solve this question? Let's see. First of all, let's assume 1 plus 1 upon 2 plus 1 upon 3 up to 1 upon 2007 is equal to x. Okay. Now if this is equal to x, then what is the value of 1 upon 2 plus 1 upon 3 up to 1 upon 200? So students, if we observe in this expression, if we remove 1, then we will get 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 up to 1 upon 2007. So we can write it as x minus 1. But in this expression, last term is 1 upon 2008. So we have to add 1 upon 2008 here. Here. Now we find the value of this and this. Now we find the value of this expression. The value of this expression is 1 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 up to 1 upon 2008. If we compare by this first expression, then it is similar, but the last term is here 1007, 1 upon 2007, and here is 1 upon 2008. So it is equal to x plus 1 upon 2008. Clear? Now come to this. The last is 1 upon 2 plus 1 upon 3 up to 1 upon 2007. So by comparing first term, we can write it as x minus 1. Okay. Now replace these all terms in this expression. What will we get? We will get x multiplied by x minus 1 plus 1 upon 2008. Okay. Now minus, next is x plus 1 upon 2008 multiply by x minus 1. Okay. Now solve this. It is equals to x square minus x plus x upon 2008 minus, when we solve this, we will get x square minus x plus x upon 2008 minus 1 upon 2008. Okay. Now when we solve this x square and x square is cancelled out, this minus x and minus x is cancelled out, and x upon 2008 and x upon 2008 cancelled out, and finally we will get 1 upon 2008. This is our final answer, and the option C is correct option. So students, this is very interesting question. If we solve it directly, we cannot find the answer. Okay. So now we discuss all the questions by which we remember all the concept of class 9. So we finish our class here. In next class, we start the syllabus of class 10 with Euclid division lemma. So thank you and have a nice day.